Hello there music lovers, I'm Josh from Audiophile-Heaven, and today we are having a look at Master & Dynamic MH40 wireless. This is a wireless headset. This is the new version of the MH series. This is the 40 series, so it has a 40mm driver. It is a dynamic driver this time around, and they also have some interesting true wireless EMs that I am reviewing, the Plus and the Go version of the MW07, and this is the MH40 wireless. So they come with a lot of interesting features. They have 16 hours of battery life. You can replace the earpads of those. You can use those with both cable and in Bluetooth mode, and they have a very beautiful aesthetic and design, as you can probably see. Probably not from the package, but we will dig right in. I should mention that they charge from 0% to 100% in just 1 hour, and I find that pretty interesting. They are also packaged in Master & Dynamic's beautiful packages. As always, they always had really nice packages. And as you can see here, they look very nice. They also have aptX in terms of Bluetooth, and they also use Bluetooth 5.0, so they are with Bluetooth 5, the newest Bluetooth protocol, which means that they have a very long connection range and they have a very reliable connection. So you are not going to lose the connection if you are in a rush somewhere and you are having your smartphone in your pocket. Once you open the package, you can find the MH40 wireless, and it is a real beauty, this one, I will tell you that. It also sounds amazing, as you'll discover later in this video review. I am a big fan of their sound and I really love them. This is the aesthetic and the design of the MH40 wireless. They are a really beautiful pair. They also have detachable earpads. It is very easy to detach the earpads since they are attached using magnets here inside the earpad. And this is how the driver looks like. You can see that Master & Dynamic has put a lot of effort into creating both an interesting package but also a very good and reliable product. There are guides for you to install the earpads on, and you can also adjust the size of the MH40 wireless by moving around this metallic connection. It is not very easy to move, so you will not lose fit and ergonomics if you move it around. To turn them on, you use this button here, and they also have 3 buttons to control the music playback on the right ear cup. That is something interesting because the cable is also on the right ear cup, and this is actually different from most other headphones, but it is the same as the Sennheiser Momentum 3 Bluetooth headphones. It looks like those two models have everything on the right ear cup and nothing on the left. I don't know why, but it is okay. I don't mind it. There are those 2 cables here that connect the ear cups to the headband, and they communicate with each other. Those cables look a bit sensitive, but they aren't. You cannot move the cup more than this. It is stopped mechanically, so you are not going to break the cable because of the movement. On the other hand, they swivel so that they can easily be stored in their pouch carrying case. And they also move in every direction so that you can get a very good fit and comfort with them. While being worn, they isolate quite well from the outside noise. This is 10 to 15 decibels of passive noise isolation, which is perfect. I enjoy them quite a lot. They are good for taking a walk. As far as I know, they do not have active noise cancelling, but you can take phone calls with them as they have multiple microphones, some of them for recording your voice and other for recording what is the noise and what is the chatter around you and removing that noise from the conversation. The person on the other end could hear me pretty clearly. They didn't have a lot of trouble hearing me, and my voice came out pretty clear, although it didn't have a lot of treble. My voice was a bit deeper than my typical voice, and that was something you should take into account if you decide to go for the MH40 wireless. I did not really finish the unboxing, so let's get to it. Besides the headphone, inside the package you will find 2 compartments, one in which you can find the carrying pouch, which is this. It is a beautiful carrying pouch, and for $250 this has to be one of the most fancy headphones I have seen in my entire life. They are absolutely outstanding in terms of package. This is real quality texture and textile material. This is a nice fabric, and it also has a little pouch on the front besides the big pouch which is used for storing the headphones. The pouch is magnetic at the top, so once you let it go, it will click and it will snap shut, so that you won't lose the headphones, the MH40 wireless, from it. There are some papers as well as a postcard, instructions and such. And inside the other compartment you can find two cables. Those are an important aspect of the MH40 wireless and the experience with them, because one of them is USB for connecting them to a computer and charging them, and the other one, and this is the interesting part, finishes in a USB Type-C connection which goes inside the headphone, and the other one is a 3.5mm single-ended connection. This one is going to go into your music source, and this is something interesting. But the headphones do not have a line in. This means that you really need that USB Type-C to 3.5mm cable so that you can use them with typical audio player. If you lose that cable, you are not going to be able to use the Master & Dynamic MH40 wireless. And that will be a big loss, because as I was telling you, they sound outstanding. I really enjoyed their sound. They have a beautiful sound. They have a very wide soundstage. They also have a lot of air in their sound. They have a very strong bass. They have a V-shaped sound for the most part, so both the bass and the treble are enhanced above the mid-range, which is recessed compared to the bass and the treble. The treble is pretty strong though, and it is very revealing. The sound has a lot of detail, and if you are one of those people who enjoy having a very clear sound, they are going to be for you. The sound is also very quick, which means that they are slightly dry in character. You have a lot of detail, and they work beautifully with rock, with metal, with EDM, with basically any type of music you want to listen. On the other hand, this also means that they are pretty bright, so poorly recorded recordings will sound pretty poorly recorded, which means that if you have some of this older music that is a bit shouty or has too much cymbal crash, they are going to reveal that quite well. I would actually use them for mastering, and I have done the audio mastering for some of my videos using the MH40 wireless by using the cable here, and I had a great experience. They also have a ton of detail for $250 US. They are pretty much in line with every $400 headphone, and they really hold their ground. They are above what you can typically find in the $200 US price range. They are above most $300 US headphone like the Meds Z99 Classics. They are above those. They are pretty much in line with HiFi Mandeva in terms of raw detail, but they have a much smaller soundstage, HiFi Mandeva being way more airy and holographic. Those ones are more focused, but those ones are closed back, which means that you can use the Master & Dynamic MH40 in a library, in public transportation, everywhere. They are a headphone for the go. You are going to use them on the go, and you are going to have a great time using them. They provide one of the most beautiful sounds I could find in this price range. As I said, I am a big fan of their sound, and I really love the kind of sound they provide. This is a real big upgrade. It is not even comparable to MW50, which I reviewed. That one was pretty warm and pretty smooth, but had nowhere the detail and clarity of the MH40 wireless. The guys at Master & Dynamic know how to improve, and they have been showing us a lot of improvements over the years, and in 2020 they are showing us some big advancements. I am excited for this year. This year will be great for audio, a lot of awesome headphones and stuff. Comparing the MH40 wireless from Master & Dynamic with the Momentum 3 Bluetooth headphones from Sennheiser has revealed some key differences between them. For example, the Sennheiser Momentum 3 Bluetooth headphones are not the type you can turn on and turn off. They will turn on automatically while they are opened, and they are going into a standby mode after a little while. They detect when they are placed on your head, and they can stop and pause music while you are wearing them. On the other hand, with Master & Dynamic MH40 wireless, you have a more simple connection, but you can use the button here. I find the Master & Dynamic MH40 wireless more convenient for those who like old school stuff, and for those who enjoy having total control over their own sound. Another interesting key difference is the sound. The Sennheiser Momentum 3 Bluetooth headphones are way more bassy. They have considerably more bass, a warmer sound, but they also have a very good overall revealing ability and detail. While the Master & Dynamic MH40 wireless is considerably brighter, this one is much more clear. It has better overall detail. At least you hear more detail, especially in the treble, but the actual detail in the mid-range is pretty similar. In terms of bass, you get more bass from the Sennheiser Momentum 3 Bluetooth headphones, but they have more bass entirely, while the MH40 wireless has more sub-bass and less mid-bass and upper bass, which means that if you like a U-shaped or a V-shaped sound, those one will be better for you, while the Sennheiser Momentum 3 will be better if you like a more warm sound in general. The MH40 wireless doesn't have a very warm sound by itself. It is a pretty natural sound, pretty balanced in terms of overall tonal balance, while the Sennheiser Momentum 3 Bluetooth headphones are very warm and they are quite musical because of their warmth, but also they aren't quite as clear as the Master & Dynamic MH40 wireless. Another key comparison is between the HiFi Mandeva and the MH40 wireless from Master & Dynamic. HiFi Mandeva is $50 more expensive, it sounds wider, it is more holographic, it is an open back headphone though, and it leaks a lot of sound and you cannot really isolate yourself from the outside noise. With MH40 wireless you have a more intimate soundstage, but at the same time, although the HiFi Mandeva has a very good impact, it is not quite as impactful as the closed back MH40 wireless. Don't let yourself be fooled. The grills on the ear cups are for aesthetic purposes and they are not open back. This is a closed back headphone. In the meanwhile, HiFi Mandeva is open back and you can actually hear that if you are using them portably or if you are using them while on the go on the street. The HiFi Mandeva is more comfortable. It has larger ear pads, while the MH40 wireless has softer pads than HiFi Mandeva. The pads on HiFi Mandeva are slightly more spongy, while the pads on the MH40 wireless are softer. The ear pads on the MH40 wireless are also a bit more natural feeling to my ears. As far as the sources go for the MH40 wireless, I've noticed that they sound quite good out of my Xiaomi Mi Max 3 smartphone, but they don't sound quite as good as they sound from Earman Trump, which is the one I have in the back. The MH40 wireless tends to sound much more open with Earman Trump than with a smartphone, so although they are a wireless type of headphone, they still sound quite a bit better from a source like the Earman Trump from an audiophile source. And that brings us to one of the last points in this review. The MH40 wireless sounds a bit better on the cable than it sounds in Bluetooth mode, and although they have aptX installed, so they are not on USB-C or AAC, they still don't sound quite as good on Bluetooth as they sound on wire. That being said, they are one of the very few headphones where I could use them on Bluetooth and be really happy with it. I do not really feel the need to use them wired as much as I felt with Deva. Deva sounded considerably better on wire than they sounded Bluetooth. The MH40 wireless sound pretty close on wire and Bluetooth, and that makes them, although a bit better on wire, I would still recommend them for Bluetooth usage. You are getting almost all of the experience out of them. So Master & Dynamic really optimized the MH40 wireless for Bluetooth usage. I thank you for watching. I hope you will consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and push that like button if you enjoyed this video. I hope we'll see each other around, maybe watch some other videos if you are curious about other audio products. I hope you have a lovely weekend there and we'll see each other soon. Bye bye!